77, and 79. Now let's take a look at the answers to questions 25, 27, 29, 31, 33, 35, 37, 39, 41, 43, 45, 59, 73, 75, 77, and 79, beginning on page 223 of your textbook. Question 25. The particles of a compound are most strongly held together when it is in the state of a... I couldn't find it in the passage, so here's what I want you to do if you come upon a question like this. Eliminate choices. If you can, narrow it down. To 2 choices. Then make a guess. If you can narrow it down to 2 choices, you have a 50% chance of getting the right answer. So let's take a look at this question 25. Following this procedure, let's try the question. The particles of a compound are most strongly held together when it is in the state of a, choice 1, solid, very possible. 2, liquid, doesn't sound like they're held together. 3, gas. 4, plasma. And 5, gel. So in my mind, it would either be choice 5, gel, or 1, solid, and I chose choice 1 because solid sounds like the particles of the compound are most strongly held together when it's in a solid. Let's turn the page now to page 224 and look at question 27. It says, matter can be measured, and the answer is choice 1, by its capacity to do work. That one can be found on page 221. Number 29, potential energy is possessed by, that would be choice 1, a book on a high shelf. Potential energy. That can be found on 221. Question 31. When 30 grams of mercury are heated with oxygen, the mercury unites with 3 grams of oxygen to form 33 grams of mercuric oxide. This reaction illustrates choice 3, the law of conservation of matter. This can also be found on page 221. Next page, page 225. Number 33. A substance composed of 2 or more elements that are chemically united is called, on page 221, you would see that choice 2, a compound, is the correct answer. Question 35. Which one of the following is not an element? Let's use the process of elimination. 1, aluminum. No, that's an element. 2, water. No, that's H2O. 3, tin. That's an element. 4, oxygen. That's an element. And 5, gold, is also an element. So 2, water, is the only one that's not an element. Choice 2 is the logical answer for question 35 and can be found on page 221. Question 37. If a sample of a material contains oxygenated water and dissolved salt, the sample is what type of mixture? That would be choice 5, a homogeneous. That can be found on page 222. Question 39. A certain material contains 3 kinds of matter and has properties that vary from one point in the material to another. The material should be classified as That would be choice 2, a mixture. Also found on page 222. Turn the page now to page 226, and let's take a look at question 41. A suspension will have solid particles to settle out after a period of time due to, that would be choice 3, gravity. That one can also be found on page 222. Question 43. A dessert that is a colloid is, that would be choice 2, gelatin. Also found on page 222. Question 45. The properties that can be used to separate mixtures are, that would be choice 4, physical. Also found on page 222. Turn the page now to 229. Question 59. A scientist combines hydrogen, oxygen, and sodium to make a compound. Which of these 4 substances is the name of a compound? That would be choice 2, lye. Now, let's go to question 73 on page 234. The addition of a catalyst to a reaction, choice 3, changes the rate of reaction. That's what a catalyst does. That one can be found on page 232. Number 75. Which of the following reactions is considered to be spontaneous? That would be choice 5, the conversion of iron to its oxide, found on page 232. Next page, 235. Question 77. A lemon has a sour taste because, choice 3, it contains an acid, found on page 233. Number 79. A student determines that an unknown substance conducts electricity, tastes sour, and reacts with another substance to produce a salt. Most likely the substance is that would be choice 2, again an acid. This can be found on page 233. That concludes chemistry. Let's start